Hello, my name is Cassidy Geis, and this is my trending story topic video on hashtag Kentucky Derby. So the Kentucky Derby is a festival for horse racing, and prior to having influencers attend the event, I really had no idea what this event was. It really gained traction on TikTok through a lot of influencers attending the event and other celebrities such as Simone Biles and Livvy Dunne, who are not only big on social media, but also in athletic space. So the three pages that I've seen a lot of the Kentucky Derby hashtag on are NBC Sports, FanDuel, and other betting application accounts, as well as the actual Kentucky Derby page. But the other three that I've seen it on mostly just through scrolling on my page instead of searching up the actual hashtag were Simone Biles, Alex Earl, and Livvy Dunne. This makes sense because I am a woman and I do follow Alex Earl, and I was, interested in what women were wearing to this event. So the three of them popping up on my For You page makes sense for me in my algorithm. The other three, NBC Sports, FanDuel, and Kentucky Derby page, those are more likely to be on pages of probably men to assume that watch sports or partake in betting. Something that I found to be super interesting is that Simone Biles only posted from the Kentucky Derby twice, and it was just her outfit. It wasn't her actually attending the Kentucky Derby itself. Meanwhile, NBC Sports posted 5 or 6 videos of Simone Biles at the event with her husband as well, and also her and Livvy Dunne did the Riders Up, which is a tradition, I guess. That's something that I didn't know until I was doing this research, and I probably would not have known. It seemed like a big deal, but since it was those two doing it, that is the only reason why I actually saw it. But I do find it to be interesting because FanDuel and NBC Sports as well, they did a lot of interviews with influencers, clearly trying to get the information out about the Kentucky Derby and gain traction on that hashtag or on their own pages. And that is really why influencers and celebrities are a big deal at these events, because they gain more traction for the actual event, or that's why they're invited. So the Kentucky Derby is clearly a horse racing event, but on my For You page, the main thing that I saw was about fashion, celebrity presence, and also the social or party atmosphere. That is to say, obviously that's different for everyone. TikTok has an algorithm that's catered to a lot of different people. So when I actually searched up the hashtag, I was seeing much more about the actual horses and much more about betting culture. So fashion and celebrity presence and social atmosphere is catered to me in my algorithm. The assumption is for a lot of men who sports bets or women, but I think the main scene is usually men or catered to men is for betting. But when I was searching through the hashtags, it's interesting to see the other side of TikTok, and even then it took me quite some time to search through the actual hashtags to find something more about betting, because I think TikTok knows that I am more likely to stay on a page or stay on a video if it's about fashion or if it's about celebrities or influencers. That is to say, when I went to the FanDuel page and the NBC Sports page, there was much more about the horses as well. This video is posted by the Kentucky Derby and is a current trend on TikTok. And to me, this feels like they're trying to draw people in and understand more about the sport itself. The next video is by FanDuel, and it is a conventionally attractive woman who is talking about these horses. And to me, this is trying to gain more traction and more people to think about actually betting and spending money on their site. So through TikTok, they're able to kind of find different people and get them to perhaps think about spending money. So when I first look at all of these outfits from the Kentucky Derby, I think about, the frivolity of it. It's fun and it's big and it's exciting, but really what it is to its core for the Kentucky Derby is a show of wealth when you think about it deeper, it feels more so like the Hunger Games when people dress up in these big fanciful outfits. I mean, the tickets to go here are super expensive. The outfits, the fascinators, the hats, the heels, the suits, they all cost a lot of money. So I think when we see these videos, it's really supposed to be fun and engaging. But I think the deeper part of that is, the wealth that is put into the Kentucky Derby. This video posted by Yahoo Sports of the celebrities at the Kentucky Derby reminded me of the research article, Rethinking Sociocultural Notions of Learning in the Digital Era, Understanding the Affordances of Networked Platforms, and just basically the connectivity of this video as well as visibility and scalability. So obviously celebrities are a big part of our economy, our society, etc. And they truly connect people in many different ways because there are so many people who enjoy one celebrity or another celebrity or the same, and it's a topic of conversation many times. So it allows the event to be amplified and connect many different spaces, many different people, instead of just connecting, sports bettors or just connecting people with a lot of money to be able to attend the Kentucky Derby. Instead, through using celebrities and using fashion, they reach these different, communities. So by including influencers like Josh Richards and Gabby Mora and Alex Earl and Braxton Berrios, that gets the younger community really, intrigued, and they're wanting to learn more about what the Kentucky Derby is merely because their favorite influencer attended it. So it connects people and it scales this event up to a very large proportion, and it makes it more of a flexible event. It's not just for the rich, even though it really is. It's not just for the people who bet, although it really is. It's for people who are into fashion and people who are into, parties and like the societal aspect of going to an event. And that brings me to my last slide, the evolution of conversation. It's not just about who won the Kentucky Derby. It's about who was there, what people wore, and a criticism of fashion as well as influencers versus celebrities. So Gabby Mora attended, and she was criticized harshly because of the dress that she wore. Gabby Mora is an influencer who many think that shouldn't have even attended the event, which is just a societal thing that happens. She was a woman who went and had her cleavage showing. Now, does that go against the Kentucky Derby norms? I have no idea, but people were not happy, and again, it sparked the conversation. Influencers versus celebrities. Should they be attending these events? And the answer is they wouldn't be there unless the people of the Kentucky Derby really wanted them there. I don't think it's just something that they would attend on their own. And in that line of phrase, the Kentucky Derby page interviewed all of these people. So I think they were excited to see new faces, excited to see or engage audiences that they aren't normally targeting. And it's become a much bigger event just because of them.